There's a quote that I heard once, unfortunately I can't remember who it was from, which said, if you don't know what you want, you'll end up with what you get. Now we're all somewhere, a home, location, a relationship, career, etc. But how much of that has been through choice and how much because it just happened, something that you just drifted into? In a lot of our lives, there can be things which, if someone asks us why we're living in this house, going to this group, in this job, etc., we might not be able to give a clear answer. We just, well, I fell into it. It just happened. Now, I fell into project management and administration because that's how my mind works, putting things into plans. Add to that my ability to ask questions and draw out people's ideas, and you can see how I drifted into a career in fundraising. Not something I ever wanted to do. And that was a very passive form of drifting. However, having fallen into my fundraising career and knowing that it wasn't where I wanted to be, I had a series of personal events that took over in my life, and I parked changing my career. I simply did not have the headspace to deal with further upheaval. So I consciously trod water, drifted, and I waited until the other areas of my life had settled down, and then I started refocusing on my career and making the changes I needed. Now, drifting can happen because you don't have any strong feelings either way, or you can allow yourself to drift, as I did, because it's the right thing at that point. Or it could be you're just drifting because there is something that is stopping you or blocking you. To carry on, probably a slightly overworn drifting analogy, before you know it, you can be being carried out to sea by a strong current, and you're getting out of your depth. Now, it could be a creative place to be. David Bowie once recommended it. But you can also find yourself in very unfriendly waters, being buffeted by the elements and out of control. You can believe that because you've drifted to where you are, that you don't have a choice. So if you feel that you're drifting and not in a good way, how can you begin to make those changes? Well, create a picture of what you want in every area of your life. Decide which parts of your life you are happy with, those that you can live with, and the real pain points, the bits which aren't happy. You can literally write them down in 3 columns. Celebrate and be really appreciative of the things which are working, and there are usually more working than you realise. Acknowledge the bits that you can live with. Yeah, they might need a bit of tweaking, but actually you can get on with it and they're giving you some breathing space. Then look at the things which definitely aren't working for you. Often you can't necessarily make massive changes in one go, and that's the thing that can stop us. Almost a what's the point feeling takes over if it's such a big thing to change. However, when you've got things set out, you can begin to look at the small changes that you might be able to make immediately. It only needs to be one thing to begin with, because even that is a small win. And with each small win, each small change, it shows you what is possible. And each small change can create more opportunities. I'm going to give you a really silly example here. I need more exercise this year. And I'm not an exercise bunny. I don't do exercise for enjoyment. But I put a little post-it note on my kitchen wall next to the kettle. And it just says, boiling the kettle, walk the stairs. And it reminds me that every time I boil a kettle to make a cup of tea, which is quite often in my case, instead of just rushing back to my computer to do something or wasting that couple of minutes, I just go and walk up and down my stairs, and it gives me a little bit of exercise. and it sort of breaks through the, oh, well, I don't have time to do any exercise at all. It kind of spurs me on to do a bit more. So it alters your mindset, so you gradually see other possibilities. And, you know, it might take a long time to reach things, but you've still got something to aim for. So if your drifting feels negative and upsetting, what can you do to take control with one small change today?